I created Species Nutrition with one mission in mind: to provide bodybuilders and serious athletes with no-nonsense supplements that work. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
What is going on, people? It's the Midday Muscle. Let's go. And we're getting things started right away today with an update from Hunter Labrada, who stirred up a good amount of buzz last weekend when he took the stage as one of the featured guest posers at the Lee Labrada Classic. We mentioned on the show last week that Hunter was looking to do the Tampa Pro ahead of his big showdown with Andrew Jacked in Texas. So if there was anything to take away from what we saw last weekend, it might be the fact that his waist looks better than it has ever at any point in his career. You could say from the waist up, this is probably the most complete and most aesthetic that we've seen him yet, which is saying something when you consider the fact that he was a top 5 Olympian not too long ago. If he keeps tightening things up over the next month and change, assuming that everything goes well in Tampa, that showdown between him and Andrew in Texas is really gonna be something to see. Now, outside of Hunter and Andrew battling it out in the open in Texas, it also looks like we're going to see Carl Thomas Jr. finally make his long-awaited rookie debut there as well. And that adds another layer of intrigue to a show that's already shaping up to be one of the biggest events of the season. Now, even though Carlos had to pull out of the New York Pro a few months back, where he initially said he was going to make his pro debut, in retrospect, that might have been a good thing, because every time that we get a new update from his camp, he's looking more and more like a guy who is ready to make a big splash on the pro stage from day one. With him, the shape and the genetics to be a high-level pro are already there, but the big thing is going to be conditioning. If he can become more consistent in that department, the sky's going to be the limit for him as he continues to advance throughout his career. Now, it looks like we'll be talking to you about the Portugal Pro a little more next episode. But for now, we do have some big news for you a few days ahead of this weekend's contest from Vlad Sirocco, after he made the last-minute announcement that he was jumping in to make his season debut here. Now, anyone who's seen any of the insane gym shots that he's posted over the last few weeks already knows that his freak factor is at an all-time high right now, even though some of the hype behind him slowed down over the last few weeks after his guest posing at the Sheru Classic, where he didn't look anywhere near as insane as he does in some of those still shots that are all over his social media. But with that being said, the guy that we've seen in pictures does manage to show up completely dialed in this weekend. That might be all she wrote, because he at least appears to have enough firepower to outgun anyone in his lineup. Now, of course though, in the off chance that Vlad doesn't show up 100%, that's going to leave a door wide open for a handful of guys in the lineup to step up and snatch a win here. And even though he hasn't made it official at the time of this recording, we've been hearing rumors that Presti might decide to push his chips into the center of the table here as well. And if he does enter the equation, it might change the dynamic of the entire lineup. Had it not been for Michael Kritzo being a one-man wrecking crew back at the M Pro Classic, Andrea probably walks away with a win and another Olympia qualification. Plus, he could easily be in that same position this weekend if he decides to make his presence felt. He might be one of the more underrated guys in open bodybuilding right now, but if he shows up in Portugal dialed in and ready to go, there's a good chance that he walks out of the weekend with straight ones across the scoreboards. And that will do it for yet another Midday Muscle. I'm Tyler, holding it down for Dave Palumbo and the rest of the crew. See you later.